And hello again, dear viewers, and today, as always on my channel, I will tell you about one harmful habit before bedtime, which at first glance seems harmless, but in fact significantly increases the risk of stroke at night. Many people in the United States and around the world don't even realize what they are doing to their own brain when they regularly engage in this habit. We are talking about drinking alcohol before sleep. Yes, even a small, evening dose for relaxation has consequences that are not always immediately visible. Let me explain simply. Alcohol dilates blood vessels, affects the heart, and drastically changes blood pressure. After a person drinks, pressure may first drop, but at night, especially during the deep stages of sleep, blood vessels begin to constrict, and the heart works unevenly. This creates ideal conditions for developing nighttime ischemic or hemorrhagic strokes. The American Heart Association notes. In people who drink alcohol regularly in the evening, the risk of stroke doubles. The reason is not only the direct impact on vessels. Alcohol disrupts heart rhythm, the so-called atrial fibrillation appears. And this condition is one of the strongest risk factors for blood clots. A clot that breaks off can, in just seconds, block a vessel in the brain. It is also worth mentioning sleep quality. Many people think that a glass of wine helps them fall asleep. But in reality, alcohol blocks natural restorative mechanisms. A person wakes up more often, the brain's balance of oxygen and glucose is disturbed. At night, when the body should be resting, it is under constant stress. And it is precisely at this moment that the majority of strokes occur. It is especially dangerous if a person already has risk factors, high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, smoking, high cholesterol. Alcohol before bedtime in such cases works like a match near a can of gasoline. Doctors in the U.S. even have a separate term, midnight stroke, a stroke that occurs in nighttime hours, and statistics show that most of these patients have a history of evening drinking rituals. There is another important point that few people think about. Alcohol before sleep significantly dehydrates the body. This is not just morning dry mouth. Blood becomes thicker, which means clots form more easily. Imagine, you fell asleep, your body is losing fluid, and blood moves more slowly. Any blockage in the brain's vessels at that time can end in catastrophe. In addition, alcohol changes the function of the liver and the blood clotting system. This creates two opposite dangers, either clot formation or, conversely, bleeding. And it is the brain that suffers first, because its vessels are extremely sensitive. That is why doctors in the US and Europe advise patients with cardiovascular diseases to completely abandon evening alcohol. It is important to understand, even moderate doses are not safe. Many people are used to thinking that a glass of beer or wine at night is part of culture, a way to relieve stress. However, research from Harvard Medical School has shown those who regularly drink small portions before sleep have a higher risk of stroke than those who do not drink at all. The body perceives alcohol not as help, but as a toxin. And here it is important to draw a conclusion: the best thing you can do for your brain, heart, and vessels is to create a healthy evening habit. Instead of alcohol, warm herbal tea; instead of watching the news with a glass of wine, a short walk or light stretching. It may sound simple, but exactly such actions protect against the most dangerous nighttime catastrophes. Remember, a stroke can happen to anyone, and it does not always warn beforehand. But you can truly reduce the risk by giving up the night ritual of alcohol. The brain is the most valuable resource, and it deserves your protection. No glass of wine is worth putting speech, movement, memory, and life itself at risk.